We all mourn, we are mourning him, we are mourning the loss of music. But where is the politics? I have just told, it's the people who are writing it is politicizing it. In fact, I didn't. It was a personal thing, and when it went on to about 73, 74 shares, I was a little surprised because I never have so many shares or anything, and I'm not as I said, a public persona.
Your questions, their answers. Dialogue at Nation Next.
Hello and welcome to Dialogue at Nation Next. I'm Radhika Dhawad, and today I'm in conversation with author and wife of late actor Om Puri, Nandita Puri. Now, Nandita has been blaming Kolkata for the death of renowned singer KK, and she also feels that a CBI inquiry should be done into his death. So, Nandita, very warm welcome, and please just tell me what do you think has gone wrong and why people should not perform in Kolkata, because don't you think it's a very harsh and an extreme step?
So my whole thing began when after AKK died very suddenly, and a lot of us we look fit, but we are not always fit, you know. But that is a different matter. But when I mean, after he passed away Sunday, I remember I was watching TV and a lot of people who attended the concert were tweeting and Insta and all that on the social media saying that KK was the crowd had the auditorium Nazrul Manch, which was earlier an open air, had a capacity of 2,500, and there were at least 7,000, if not more, people in it. And basically, it was a concert for the young wing of the TMC, the student wing of the TMC party. They were having the concert, and they had invited a whole lot of other colleges, as a result of which the crowd increased. 2,500 tickets were sold, but 7,000 people were in the auditorium. The ACs were not working. The ACs failed. The organizers, the people who run Nazrul Manch, pulled out some of the ACs. They stopped working 4 times, and this is all from the tweets and the instas and the social media posts and all which I was reading. And then KK 3-4 times appealed that please put on the AC. He was perspiring. Obviously, he was dancing, singing, running around, and there was that crowd and perspiration. He was drinking water, and finally, as a result, what he did was he got the backlights, the spotlights switched off, turned off, because they obviously give a lot of heat, and he couldn't handle it, and he was perspiring. Some tweeted that his t-shirt was drenched and stuff like that, and then soon after the concert, he was not feeling well. Soon after the concert, by the time he said, I'm not feeling well and whatever happened, and by the time they took him to the hospital, he died on the way. So I am not blaming Kolkata. I am not blaming the people of West Bengal. My Facebook initially sounded like that. Now what happens in a Facebook? It's a personal wall. You are just showing your anger, your shock to a few friends. You expect your Facebook friends to read it. So when I said shame on West Bengal government, the government, I'm an apolitical person. It could have been CPM, it could have been Congress, it could have been BJP. It so happens to be TMC, the Trinamool. So I said shame on the West Bengal government, and I did not say Bollywood boycott West Bengal or Kolkata. No way. Why would I say that? I said Bollywood should stop performing in West Bengal until care is taken to fix up these wrongs. Until Nazrul Manch should be closed, actually. It should only reopen if it follows a certain standard of safety. And there are other theaters and auditoriums. I never said, close everything or anything. I said Bollywood should actually, ban artists from singing there till the safety measures and regulations are met. Now, when I wrote that on my FB post, I'm not a political person, I'm not a great social activist, nor am I a great influencer. It was like a former journalist getting very upset. When I was a journalist, I would get very het up with things. And I never, ever bothered which party, who I was, angering or things. It was the mudda. the subject which bothered me, not who is going to be affected and all. So for me, the subject was very important. When Shakira comes to India, or Michael Jackson comes to India, they have a whole lot of strict regulations and all, and you have their doctors, their paramedics, and everything. And I have been Om Puri's wife, and as I've traveled all over, seen productions by Michael Douglas and Helen Mirren. He's worked with Julia Roberts, Tom Hanks, everyone. And I've seen how Hollywood works. They will not let an artist even travel on road driving. They will let the company driver drive. In every area, there is a paramedic or a nurse or a basic first you, and even the doctor. Like I remember in one film, The Ghost and the Darkness, there was a scene with Michael Douglas holding a gun across Om Puri's ear, and it clicked, and he hurt his ears very badly. Immediately, the nurse and the paramedic came. They took him into a tent. We were shooting in the jungle. They quickly attended to him. Luckily, nothing major happened. But that basic care was there. Which, when a player goes out, a hockey player, cricketer, there's the physiotherapist, there's the paramedic, and rightly so, because we think a player is likely to get hurt and all. But why not for a performer? Why not for an artist? Why not for a dancer?
Why do you think why not? What can be the reason behind it?
Because the sponsors are just too stingy. They are so busy keeping their percentage. They sell for a capacity. They sell, 3,500 more tickets. They don't want to provide all these facilities in such a huge. And I have seen my husband go for these kind of, shows and even shoots where the system sometimes is pathetic. So I'm talking from both sides. I'm talking as a journalist. I'm talking from the other side also. And yes, it is shameful, because this could have happened. It's not Kolkata. This could have happened in Tamil Nadu. It could have happened in Odisha. It could have happened in Maharashtra. It could have happened in Gujarat, anywhere. So whichever place it was, if you don't shout out, nobody listens to you. If I said, oh, the Nazrul Manch people and organizers must look into what happened and why nobody would have bothered. Because I said, shame on the West, because it was a government, kind of a semi-government organized program. The Nazrul Manch is under the government. So because I said that, and when I say Kolkata killed, I mean the infrastructure in that place. I mean the lack of medical facility in the place. I don't mean the people of Kolkata went and killed. And this was just my personal voice. And of course, there were lots and lots of shares and stuff. And a lot of people said, yes, we are ashamed. Yes. And some have also told me that you've been a bit too harsh in, projecting. And I said, fair enough. You have your opinion. I had my opinion. But that does not mean, everyone is free to their opinion, but argue it wisely. Even the doctor who did the post-mortem, said that he had 80% blockages, whatever, but he would have been saved if CPU was given to him, if there was first aid, if there was a paramedic or a nurse.
Yeah, we could have saved him.
So that is what. It could have saved him. Once he's taken to the hospital, whether he needs a bypass or a stent or a whatever, it's the hospitals. And then whatever happens there is again his good, fortune or bad fortune, ill fortune, whatever. If he, survives, great. And of course, today with the medical treatment, everyone does survive. It's not that. And it's not that he had 100% blockage. Idea was to pull this up, I'm not saying West Bengal or Kolkata killed KK, but I said they were responsible for his death indirectly.
Speaking about trolls, you just, you said Kolkata killed KK and the government is covering up with the state farewell and everything. You just wrote this and you had all sorts of tweets coming your way. I would want to read some of the tweets and I want to know your reaction on that. Rinmoy Majumdar says, sorry to say this, ma'am, but I think you're trying to make it a political turnaround rather than anything else. Kolkata killed KK. We love every artist above their race, religion, or nationality. Yes, you can blame the management or the government, but not Kolkata or Bengal. So I think we've pretty much cleared out that.
Yeah, no, he's sensible. Like I have my opinion, he has his opinion, and maybe he is also, explaining it. And when you are upset over a thing, you do write a bit harshly in a haste. But I did put an edit also. I didn't mean to demean the people of Kolkata or the people of West Bengal. No way. I do still blame the management. I still do blame the administration. The first thing the administration should have done is, how could this happen? The man was complaining. He was not well. Why wasn't there a paramedic? Let us look into the matter instead of just giving him a hurried, you know, early morning this thing. That is just a cover up, I feel.
Major Muhammad Ali Shah says, very brave of you, Nandita Puri. Very proud of strong, independent ladies like you. Heartfelt condolences to KK's family.
Absolutely. So, and then somebody, I think somebody also trolled that, is he your brother from Pakistan? Now
Oh,
just look at this. Because he said something nice, and he is Major Muhammad Ali Shah. He served the Indian Army. And somebody just writes, is your brother from Pakistan? I mean, that is ridiculous.
Akash Chauhan says poor management. Yeah, that's what you wanted to say, poor management. Amrita Roy says KK had symptoms of a possible heart attack. We loved him. Me and my colleagues listened to hours of KK songs while working on our computers. We loved him. Yeah.
He may have had heart problem. He probably didn't know, it went unchecked, or he
Yeah.
probably didn't bother to. But that's his this thing. But at that point in time, he could have been saved. That was my sense. Yeah,
Extreme Motor Roads has written to you. Maybe you are not in proper mental state.
fair enough. And maybe he or she, whatever that the person is, likewise.
Jagdishwar Pal says we don't need Bollywood.
Fair enough. You know,
See?
somebody, I think I've read somewhere, we don't need Bollywood. Uh, Shreya Ghoshal, Preetham, Shan, everyone, Shanu, everyone's from. So we take them. But they forget. Bengal has the most talented singers, musicians, artists, not denying it. But the thing is, they had to come to Bombay. They had to come to Bollywood to make it. No? That I don't think Bengal, with this kind of infrastructure as it has today, if the government is not spending, the government is just stashing. All governments tend to do that. But the current government, so where the hell would Bollywood, these singers be what they are?
With this one, I don't know. It's written in Bengali, so I cannot read that. Auntie, it's 11
You can
p.m.
take a
Kal fir chalu karna. Good night.
good one. I said, "ठीक है, that's a nice message, but it's not even 8 now. It's quarter to 8. I think he was talking of the day, the other day.
Ranjan has to say, Nandita Puri, seems you have lost the sanity of your mind completely. Country lost a talented singer, and instead of mourning, you are yet politicizing the issue. Wish you have a sane and healthy mind. RIP KK, you have gone to a better world now.
Fair enough. We all mourn. We are mourning him. We are mourning the loss of music. But where is the politics? I have just told, it's the people who are writing it is politicizing it. In fact, I didn't. It was a personal thing, and when it went on to about 73, 74 shares, I was a little surprised, because I never have so many shares or anything, and I'm not as I said, a public persona. So when I saw, I said, oh, good. And all of them were supporting. Till I think it went to the 74th or 75th share, then people started trolling and abusive in Bengali. And I said, okay. Then I felt it was the local, political party ka IT cell at work. They must have got, okay, this tweet, I mean, this post happened. So let's bash it out. And they went to all sorts of things, but my intention was just clearly to get the things sorted in future. And I think today Amal Malik also said that we artists have we work in insane conditions.
Yeah.
Now we are talking of Kolkata, which at least has a nearby medical facility. They work in in towns, small towns and villages all over, but there are no such facilities. And if you are doing that basic thing for sports persons, you should also do it for the performing artist, be it a singer, dancer, actor, whatever. People doing shows. A medical thing, a medical, basic medical facility is needed for every artist who's performing or anybody who is in the public arena, be it a sports person, be it a sportsman or a performer.
There's a very insensitive comment from Biswa. Wonder Om Puri married this woman.
Fair enough. Let him wonder. I can't help it. And another thing is, everyone has been trolling, saying, I mean, not everyone, the people have been writing, ex Mrs. Om Puri. What do you mean by ex? You know, I am his wife. I was his wife till the day he died. So people just put anything and everyone, and I don't reply to these rubbish messages anyway. And I don't even take heed. I'm hearing it from you for the first time.
No, Madhusudan Banerjee says such an ignorant yet easy path you took, blaming Kolkata, West Bengal for KK's demise, as if you've solved the greatest mystery. Celebs and singers have their own management and audit team. Do due diligence, remove your Western shades, and pray for his soul to be at peace.
One doesn't understand these sort of English, and there were lots of trolls also, which came, I could figure out it came from a certain political party's IT cell, where all the surnames look like they've all related to each other. Forget English, the English syntax, they were not even, good, they didn't even have proper Bengali grammar. So it was all haywire, I don't know what they meant. They meant something, they said something.
There's one tweet. I mean, again, I'm quite surprised at people just saying this. Prasanta Chatterjee has to say, you divorced Om Puri and then he got a heart attack in 2017 and died. You are responsible for Om Puri's death. Let there be criminal case
Dear
against you.
CBI inquiry. Oh,
And he
fantastic.
has tagged CMO Maharashtra and Uddhav Thackeray.
He's most welcome to do, but he's got the legal fact wrong. So I can, my lawyers can take him for defamation. I've never divorced Om Puri, so he can go and check, and then he can talk. He's talking out of his hat, you know.
But how is it?
Why isn't he asking for a CBI inquiry? He should ask for that.
How is it when people know you and Om Puri ji had a massive following and so many people also know you as Mr. Om Puri ji's wife. So how is it when you take to social media and you just voice your opinion and you are bombarded with such messages?
Well, maybe, as I said, my journalistic somewhere came out. I was very shocked, saddened, like the rest of the country. My son was absolutely devastated because KK was his favorite singer, plus he and KK's daughter were classmates. So he was devastated. I was shocked. And then when I saw what happened that led to his death, as a journalist somewhere, I just uh, reached out to this thing maybe, and I'm glad that it has been. I didn't expect it to go so viral. I just expected some of my friends and maybe a few, here and there people. But theek hai, it's okay as long as artists also they become more alert. They think 10 times before performing anywhere in India, not just Kolkata, anywhere. And I hope their managers also take these precautions, because the artists don't go and see the nitty-gritties of that auditorium. But the managers have to see with the organizers that the basic, first aid, proper air conditioning, proper fire safety, methods are there before they let them perform. at least a basic medical facility should be there.
Like you said, did you try getting in touch with KK's daughter?
My son has. My
How
son
is she?
has.
I mean, not a very good question, but like, how is she?
I have no idea because I don't ask him. I don't interfere. I knew her in school, and I mean, my son was shocked because it was his friend's father, and more shocked because it was his favorite singer, KK.
Right.
So it was a double shock for him. He's been very, very upset. And I just asked him, give give her some time and then send her a message. And I think he must have sent. He sent her a message. He told me. Obviously, he is devastated. You know, the same happened when we lost Omji suddenly with the cardiac arrest. Suddenly, so we were not prepared for it. So I can imagine how the family is, what the family is going through. You know, and it's shocking for the nation and much more shocking and painful for the family. So, and I don't want to make it political at all. I mean, it is up to the family to decide whether they want an inquiry or not,
Right.
whether they're happy with the state of things, what happened. It is completely, if they're happy, if they are okay with it, it's up to them. But my saying is that in future, it should not happen to anybody. That a great artist, a national icon, lost his life for this, just for the lack of basic first aid medical attention. That is my only thing. And of course, you can't do what you did in that auditorium, you know. And this is the peak of summer.
Yeah.
Summers, Kolkata, Bombay, Delhi, Chennai, we suffer the worst of summers. So it's not like it was in the winter.
But had Om Puri ji been alive today, do you think he would have agreed with what you were saying right now, or
I'm
he
sure
would
he
have
would
had a different view?
I'm sure he would have. I'm sure he would have. Maybe at the most he would have told me, don't be so harsh on West Bengal. You know, maybe he would have told me that. And that's why I, on second thoughts, put it on my edit. If you've seen the edit, where I had said, I don't mean to demean West Bengal or its people or Kolkata or its people. I am from Kolkata and, you know, I'm a very proud Bengali. So a lot of people don't know that. So they think, you know, I'm a Punjabi looking at my surname. But yes, I mean, it's a city very close to my heart. And what is happening, the callousness is not right. The callousness is not. This could have been averted if things were organized properly.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining with us. And you took all the trolls with a pinch of your pinch of salt. And thank you so much for joining with us.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj.
Nation Next, News Hub for New India.